Let's focus on missing people, as you do every week. Who have you got for us this week, Jackie?
Yeah, well, I'm starting off actually with a little bit of good news. We did, one of our most recent appeals has resulted in a family being reunited, which is fantastic news. I'd like to be able to tell you a bit more, but there are sensitivities around it, and we don't want to upset families who are just starting to get back together again. But that is good news, and so it shows that these appeals are working. And this week I want to start with Dean Patton. He was last seen by his friends and family 2 years ago at a party in his hometown of Portrush in Northern Ireland. All seemed fine and normal, but as it turned out, this was the last contact they would have with him. The last sighting was on CCTV at a convenience store in Portrush a day later. Dean's parents, John and Linda, were unable to bear the constant reminders of their son and have sold their home of more than 20 years, using the money from the sale to fund further searches. They've offered a £10,000 reward for anyone with information on Dean's whereabouts. They describe him as vulnerable, as he's not had access to his regular medication. Dean is about 6 foot tall with dark hair, and he's now 26 years old. Next, on the 20th of January 2008, Stephen Cooper and his partner Claire were spending a normal evening together. Deciding to go to bed early, she left him watching TV. The next day, she found he'd gone without taking any belongings. His car was later found by police near Fort William in the Scottish Highlands, but despite an extensive search, he wasn't found. A year later, there were 2 possible sightings of him in Huddersfield within 3 weeks of each other, but nothing since. Stephen suffers from Marfan syndrome, an unusual disorder of the connective tissue, and sufferers tend to be tall and slender, with long fingers and toes and a curved spine. Now, police have produced an age-progressed picture of what he might look like now. And finally, it's over 3 years since Kieran Nuttall went missing from his home in Oldham after an argument with his mother. He was last seen in Royton in Oldham in March 2011. Since he went missing, Kieran has not accessed his bank accounts, his phone, or any social network accounts. Now, we can talk to Kieran's mum, Anne-Marie Walls, and his brother, Thomas Nuttall, and they're in Rochdale. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Thomas?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you heard anything at all from Kieran in the past 3 years? Any clues as to where he might be?
No, nothing at all. There's been some CCTV, what looks like Kieran, but nothing's come off from them CCTVs.
What's it been like for you as a family dealing with somebody who just disappears so suddenly like that?
Oh, it's a horrible feeling. It's like someone's died, and you always wonder, you know, you want to tell him something, but he's never around to tell, and he's missed a hell of a lot of things in the family. It's just horrible. Part of me's died worrying over him.
And Thomas, what's it like for you? Have you continued to look yourself to see if you can find Kieran?
All the time. I never stop looking for him, no matter where I am or what I'm doing. He's always in the back of your mind. You know, you can't stop thinking about it. It's just it's like hell. It's living through so much hell, like my mum said. He's missed so much, good things and bad things, and we just find ourselves saying, oh, I wish Kieran was here to see this or to know these things that's going on. It's really hard.
And Anne-Marie, if Kieran's watching this, or somebody he knows is watching this, what would you say to them?
Just please come home, Kieran. We love and miss you. Everyone's so worried, and I'm just begging the public, if only one person knows where he is or thinks, if they'd ring the police or whoever you know they can get in contact with.
Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. Let's hope we have some good news on Kieran's whereabouts. 3 years on, Stephen, it's just so hard for them.
And it shows you, doesn't it, just what pain these families go through, just wanting to have an answer as to what has happened.
Yeah, it's just a phone call perhaps to the Missing People helpline if someone who's gone missing and doesn't want to speak to their family for whatever reason, or is frightened or nervous about getting back in touch, the Missing People Helpline have specialist call answerers who will talk them through the process and just pass on a message, if nothing else.
Because that's key, isn't it, to all of this, that you don't actually have to reunite with your family if for whatever reason you don't want to. It is just about getting that message through.
It is. As you can see, we've got a family there living in limbo. They've got an empty bedroom. They just don't know. And the idea of losing your son, your brother, your friend, completely unexplained, unprepared for it, it's a daily trauma for them.
Okay, Jackie, thank you very much indeed. And so do get in touch if you've got any information at all about any of the people we're looking at this week. If you've missed any of the programme, then watch again on Sky News for iPad. You will also, of course, find it on our catch-up service. Just make sure your Sky Plus box is connected to broadband. Jackie, thank you very much indeed. Good to see you.